Welcome back. So for today's tutorial, what I'm going to do is walk you through our homepage and how to really work with all of the features that we have here. I think this is an amazing tool, and I want to just be able to show you guys how to use it for the upcoming elections, whether it's an early voting, special election. As you can see, I already have some information typed in for the 13th district here in Georgia. And it just gives you some great information on how many days are left for that early voting period and all of the information there. So what I want to do as well is to go through each of these tiles and just kind of show you how to dive in and leverage all of this good information. So if we look at the registration tab, it actually allows you to be able to go in and check your voter registration. So I'm going to use Georgia as an example to just be able to make sure that I am registered. If you want to just kind of to grab that information very quickly, you click on your state to get the registration info. And what Civio does is it pulls up everything that you can use to find out where you go on the .gov website to make sure your status is up to date. And how to verify your registration status, how to register, and again, reminding us about those upcoming general elections that's coming up on November 3rd. It'll give you deadlines there. So I think this is all great information for early voting, as well as some key dates you'd probably need to note for any of the general election information. The next thing I want to talk about is the deadlines tab. So using this tab, it lists all of the deadlines for, again, your state, whatever state you selected. And it really gives you, again, how many, deadlines are coming up, whether it's voter registration, absentee ballot requests, anything that you're needing for your voting needs. It's all pulled up here. And again, we just always want to make sure we don't miss any of those dates. So the next thing I'm going to look at is the candidate feature. Anytime you're inside of Civio and you have been, looking up candidates, as you can see, I was looking up a candidate here for this tutorial. It'll just kind of keep that information saved. So I think that's great, just in case you want to remember who you were looking at. The other feature is my representatives. So let's just say I am here in Georgia and I am looking up where my reps are, who represents me. So I'm just going to type in Atlanta, Georgia, and let's see who populates. And what Civio does is it gives you locally, Warrior State, who represents you. And it just to pull up the top three from our governor to U.S. senators who represents Atlanta will be right here in that feature. So good to know who your reps are. So that tab is very helpful. The next tab is really important, and that is a legislation feature that helps us to be able to search by state what have our local and state officials have been voting on. Like, for example, if we need to look up what is being passed, what's being introduced in the regular sessions, Civio will pull all of that information up, and it'll list what our current officials have been working on. And this information is easy to bypass and forget, but it will bring up our notable bills that we could, that have the most impact, that have been signed into law. And it also allows us to be able to break down any of these bills that have been passed that's going to impact our lives. So if you drop down, you can see just a quick definition of what this particular bill is. Let's just use this, for example, Georgia Early Literacy Act. And I also put an AI feature here where you can break down really what this means just in plain language. Sometimes I think, in my opinion, it can get very legal jargon and hard to interpret. So if we just put it in plain language, this is what that bill means, and this is who it impacts, and that's who it represents. So again, please use that feature. It's really helpful to do some deep dive research on what's going on in your state. Now, the other thing I want to focus on are the runoffs. And I know there's a lot of runoffs going on this particular season. So I'm going to go ahead and type in something for Georgia. And for this feature, just to show you how it works, it'll pull up some great information on who is currently on the ballot for runoffs. Okay, so as you can see, it'll pull up the information on Georgia, and it'll outline whether it's a federal runoff and when it's happening, and it has today's date. Because again, in Georgia, there are a lot of runoffs, so hopefully everyone got a chance to go to the polls if you're in Georgia, whether it's local, in your local counties. It is still important to be able to see what that information is and go from there to be able to research it. And if you just do the drop down, it'll let you know who the candidates are on those particular ballots. So you can do your deep dive research, view their profiles, check out when the early voting is and what time the polls close. So it is a great feature to be able to see, why there was a runoff and what happened in that situation. So again, great tool to do some research in if you need to figure out where and who was in the runoff for that particular election cycle. And the last thing I want to talk about is the race to the polls. This is really a great feature. So one of the reasons I'm excited about this tool right here is that it actually pulls up some live data and the live results from the polls. So I really like it. And again, you can always go to wherever you check your live, poll results, which is fine. But I thought it would be cool to have it within Civio so that if you wanted to check the status on your particular races, or if you just want to look at your state overall or your county, you're more than welcome to do so. So once the status comes up, it'll show you exactly who's leading in the polls, who's listed, and just gives you a full list of, everyone and how they're doing so far. And of course, it's still a little early. I don't think too many races have been called just yet, but it's a good way to track the polls, should you be interested in seeing the results right now. So anyway, I think this is a really cool tool. So I'm going to stop it there. And hopefully you got an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the hub page. I will make a few more tutorials so that you can see how to use the other features within the app. So with that said, thanks again for joining me for this video. And until next time, bye.